Yeah, Ian, what's your overall feeling at the end of the day? Because I guess when you were 109 and still batting,
Yeah.
everything looked great for England, and then it changed the whole dynamic a bit, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. I guess we would have probably taken it at 3 down early, 20 off for 3. So obviously it's disappointing to lose those wickets at the end, but it's not a bad day for us, I don't think. Obviously we'd like to win the first hour tomorrow morning, try and get ourselves up to somewhere near 350. Obviously still a bit of batting there to come, so that'll be the important thing. But it was a little bit disappointing, I suppose. Yeah.
In terms of your run, though, another century here today, what's key to it, Ian? I mean, I guess you're probably going to tell me nothing. You haven't changed anything.
No, I guess not. In the nets, certainly early season, I've been trying to do the same things. People like Graham Gooch, you've got a good work ethic and a good coach that just keeps you doing the same things, working you hard. And some days, like I said, you get yourself to 30, get out, but when it's your time, you've got to try and cash in, and hopefully in the last 2 innings I've done that.
And is Steve Smith a genuinely tricky bowler to face?
I guess it's a good sign that there's a bit of spin from straight, which is nice. He's a full toss and a couple of good deliveries, but it's like I said, it's a good sign in a way. Day one there's a bit of spin from straight, which is nice to see.
And again, it's another big innings when England really needed it, just like it was at Trent Bridge. Is that particularly satisfying?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean that's what I want to do. As much as I can. Like I said, I've done it a little bit over the last couple of years now, so it's nice again to come out and do that. But the important thing is, like I said, trying to get as big a first innings score as we can. On a pretty good wicket.
How do you compare the two challenges, if you like? Obviously, slightly different conditions. How do you compare the two knocks?
Well, I guess early this morning we had to leave as well as possible. Obviously, this ball was swinging nicely. Australia bowled very well. And try and cash in. Obviously, again, hot day. That ball gets soft, and try and cash in as the day goes on. So it was another, good contest and really enjoyable.
Did you notice Australia's body language dip after their no ball?
Not particularly, to be honest. Myself and Johnny were just trying to, keep chipping away at a total really, but not really noticing really much about Australia's body language now, to be honest.
Are you surprised how much turns Steve Smith got on the first day of the Lord's Test, given his only occasional skid?
Well, I guess a little bit. I think generally here at Lord's it skids on more than turns, but I guess that is quite a dry wicket for Lord's. And with these overhead conditions, like I said, the wicket will dry out quite a bit. But yeah, it's quite a big spin for day one, I suppose.
In Hobson, Hammond and Chris Broad are the 3 other batsmen to score 3 successive Ashes hundreds. How does it feel to join those kind of names?
Yeah, absolutely incredible. I've only just found that out now, so it's a real honour to be, with those kind of names. And I suppose playing at Lord's as well, it's a special place. When you can get your name on that honours board and you go back in and the lads have put the tape on with your name, and it's always an incredible place to, like I said, when you do well, it's like I said, it's really special.
Without wanting to tempt fate, do you now feel that you can really kick on in this Ashes and have a sort of really stellar series?
I've not thought about it like that. Every time I go out, I just want to, like I said, compete. We've been put in situations where you've just got to go out and fight, and an innings at a time is the important thing for us as a team and me as an individual, I think.
Ian, from the other end, were you impressed how Johnny sort of gathered himself, having been halfway back to the pavilion, go on and get 60 odd?
Yeah, he did very well. I think it was a good knock for us today. Like I said, there was a bit of pressure out there, and for a young lad to come out and play like that, hit some lovely shots down the ground. Composed himself well in a tricky situation when you've been knocked over and then you come back. So he did really well, I think, to, like I said, gather himself, and I know he'll be as disappointed as anyone to have got out at the end there. But like I said, that's a really important knock for us in today.
How much does it affect the mood of the players out there when a batsman gets a reprieve like that? It must be a big boost for the batting side, 2 guys out there.
Well, yeah, I would have thought quite a nice feeling, to be honest, if you get called back when your middle stump's on the floor. But yeah, it is. It's difficult. Obviously, it's a tough day, isn't it? I mean, it's hot out there. It's pretty good wicket, and you don't want to be getting 11 wickets when you need to get 10.
Have the late strikes dented England's confidence?
I don't know. Obviously, it's disappointing. I guess probably a little bit more disappointed there than if we were 6 down tonight, I think. But again, I think we'd take where we are tonight, having been 3 down early this morning. It's a real good day's Test cricket, real fight all the way through. And like I said, the important thing for us now is to try and win the first hour tomorrow morning against the new ball. The guys we've got coming in, if they're there for an hour, they're going to score at a decent rate. Like I said, and try and put as much pressure on Australia as possible.
Ian, when you won the Ashes in 2011 and further on into that year, first innings runs were a really big thing for this side. You maybe aren't making those big totals now. What would you put that down to?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. Like I said, the work ethic's always there with this group of batsmen and I guess team. Sometimes it happens like that. Like I said, it's been my turn in these 2 Test matches, getting them at number 5. But you know, we've seen in the past that certainly our top 3 have been outstanding of setting a platform. So you know, I don't think it's that far away from that happening. And when that does happen, you know, I think we'll be in a good position.
Ian, it looked like a slightly different kind of look to a Lord's pitch that we're used to. Did it play slightly differently to how you normally find it here? And so do you feel that actually lower than normal score is going to be higher out there than what we're used to?
Yeah, it certainly is, I think, a lot drier and does look a lot different to a normal Test wicket that you would get at Lord's. I mean, it's difficult to know what a par score is until I guess both teams have batted on it, but it's certainly, like I said, the longer we get this weather, and it's going to get very dry, and hopefully there's a bit more pace by the time day 4 and 5 come around for, you know, for the spinners, and you know, like I said, trying to get 20 wickets.
Did you feel that the presence of the Queen had a more positive impact on the Aussies than it did on the England players?
Oh, I'm not too sure about that.
She didn't
I guess,
really hang around for 3 wickets.
No, well, yeah, I guess it was probably good then. But yeah, it was a good occasion. Like I said, this is the kind of things that, you know, Ashes cricket's all about. You know, I thought it was a really good day's Test cricket, you know, from the start to the finish.